So, it's pretty exciting.
What's that, Ian?
It's real exciting. The Atari VCS is getting more power.
Oh my god.
It's going to be a more powerful box of shit than, we talked about.
You need more power.
Yes, this medium.com
reveal
article post done actually by the Atari VCS team. I'm like, why does this sound like an advertisement? Oh, because it is. So, the Atari VCS is going to now be powered by a 14nm AMD processor featuring 2 high-performance Radeon Vega graphics architecture and 2 Zen CPU cores.
What does that mean, Ian?
It means that it's replacing the old model, which was a Bristol Ridge. That was the family. The new processor includes built-in Ethernet, native 4K, modern HDCP, and a secure frame buffer that fully supports DRM video.
Netflix, HBO,
etc., etc. So, what they're saying is, just reading from some of this here, is the upgrade will translate to better overall performance in a cooler, quieter box.
What was it before? Like a giant fan getting turned on inside?
Right.
That sounds like market speak to me, a little bit.
Because there was no fan in the original design, if I recall correctly. Wasn't it supposed to be air cooled? Wasn't that one of the things? That was I believe the Coleco.
That was a chameleon. It was one of the reasons why it was going to be a failure. Yeah,
air cooled,
or whatever the hell it was.
Air cooled. So the long story short is this has resulted in the Atari VCS being pushed back to the end of 2019.
It's originally supposed to be July.
Yeah,
supposed to be July. It's supposed to be 3.5 months from now. People were supposed to have these in their hands, and now they make the announcement. So
that they're changing the processor 3.5 months before this thing was supposed to be in people's hands. And
is it cheaper than the old one? Probably not. I don't think it would be cheaper. Do they really need this to run the hardware?
No. And that's the big problem here is they've come up with an excuse to push this off.
Well, I didn't want to make that direct accusation, but that
for a 6 month period of time.
They do get that nice excuse built in. Hey guys, we're delaying it, but it's going to be better. Well, did it need to be better?
Right. Or is this just because, as many of us said at the time, there was no specs. There was no stats. You didn't know. These people didn't know what they wanted. My take is that these people had no idea what they wanted to do with this system. Mm-hmm. And they're spitballing it. It's the only way you can say you're changing the entire core of your system. 3.5 months is like, okay, well, we've finally decided on, a processor.
And this is the problem again with, especially for an Indiegogo where you don't have to have a prototype. And who the hell knows? I mean, they had people commenting on this in people from games websites and getting quotes from them. Who the fuck knows what they were playing on?
Right.
Like that, and that's why I'm so weirded out by this whole situation and the fact that this got so much positive press. Just because now you weren't playing, especially if there's a new chip, you weren't playing what was people were going to get. But at the time, what were you playing?
Right.
What were you playing? Was it just a mock-up off of some computer they managed to fit in? Was it a production? It wasn't a production model but was it a production model back then?
Why won't you read the note?
So people on Indiegogo have mixed emotions according to the comments on the Indiegogo. I put the link there if you want to check it out.
Beginning of the end.
Some are like, well, this is somewhat of an improvement at least. This one
from what?
I don't know.
From what?
Because
improvement from what? You can't improve on something that you've never seen.
Shane McGeehan says, "Am I getting robbed again?"
Yes, again.
First the Atari smartwatch. Oh, did that never come out? And here we go again. Isn't it time to stop developing this thing and build it? So a 14-month wait is supposed to now change to 19 months if we are lucky. If you are still designing this thing, then maybe summer of 2021. This wasn't permission, by the way. Well, they got your money. They can do what they want at this point. I mean, this is the danger of pre-ordering a system from a company that has no experience with this thing because it's not the original Atari anymore. Seriously, Atari, I mean, thank you for the better processor. I'm also somewhat fine with the delay. I somewhat expected a delay anyway since nothing seemed to move on this project. People were complaining because they weren't getting regular updates on this on Indiegogo.
Yeah. That's not. So you weren't getting these up. Not this.
I
can't fucking talk.
Plus, Atari said they are not. Oh, that was the best thing we left out. They aren't allowed to share specific details because of NDAs supposedly between partners. So Atari can't come out and tell you more details about what this thing is yet.
Oh, this is a fucking joke. Oh my god, this is such a fucking joke.
That's what I saw at least. It's like, yeah, they can't. It's better. This upgrade will translate to better overall performance in a cooler and quieter box, all with minimal impact to our manufacturing processes. While additional specifications about the new AMD processor will be announced closer to launch, be assured that the new AMD Ryzen processor is a much better fit for this project.
What is the project? What does it fit? What is this machine doing? This is the question. These are the questions we need to ask. There's no... It exists. It's simply a shell. There's no one's ever talked about what it's really supposed to fucking do.
It plays Atari games.
I fucking can't handle it.
It plays Atari.
This is gonna serve our purpose better. What? The purpose of it sitting on a fucking shelf?
Well, emulators, a Gateway 2000 from 1995 can emulate all these Atari games. So I don't know it's gonna be so fast it's gonna tear ass right into the trash can. It's fucking that Space Invader game is gonna run 80 frames instead of 60. Like, I don't know. What are we doing? What is like
killer app Hastroids at 120 frames per second?
8K Hastroids. Like, what is? Who's buying this at this point? Not just buying this concept, but who's in for this still?
We're making it better. It's gonna do it better.
It's gonna be great.
What's it gonna do?
It's the best system. It's gonna be the best system.
What's it gonna fucking do better? It's gonna do it better.
It's gonna do what? What is it gonna do?
It's gonna do it real good. We've got the best processors in there to make sure that it does the shit the best.
What is going on with this? And oh, by the way, they raised $3 million. As an aside, $3 million. Before I had
the classic joystick is $50 fucking dollars.
Ian, we covered this last year, buddy.
$49. I'm getting all mad about it again.
$49 for it's a $10 joystick.
It's $10.
That's a $10 joystick.
It's $10 less than the modern controller, and it has half as many buttons.
Half as many buttons. It has a tenth of the buttons. It has one button, Ian. Classic means one button. Yeah, see, I know it's disconcerting to get this. Before I had the odds of this coming out as 3-2, so favorable odds. I'm giving this now 2-1 odds this even comes out. 2-1, which I could maybe even say 4-1, but I'll say 2-1. I'll still think this is going to come out. I still think so. I still think. I don't know about you. 2-1. Yeah, that's like 50-50. I still think it's going to come out.
Well, we're improving its ability to do the thing.
No, 1-1's 50-50. 2-1 is actually not.
Fucking play 120 bullshit ports of goddamn Atari games that you don't even get to use the real controllers with. It's going to come with free games.
So this should not be...
Fuck.
And this is why when me and Ian are pessimistic about this stuff, is because we are never proven wrong on these things. We have yet to be proven wrong. Until I am proven wrong on one of these fucking things, one of these emulation boxes that don't blow up when you plug it in, one of these concepts actually comes to light and is what is promised, we will continue to be pessimistic about this and say, be very careful with your money, because your money is not something to be thrown away willy-nilly on shit that is hard to pull off. Doing a new console is not like, it's not like, I don't know, putting together like a sweatshirt. Or kickstarting a fucking t-shirt. I don't know, something, or a book. This is a lot more complicated to do.
We're upgrading our console before it comes out. It's gonna do 5 times the stuff.
The book's delayed for 7 months. Upgrading the paper, different paper,
more stuff.
We discovered a new paper stock that we got to go back to the drawing board.
I'm gonna put my fucking fist through a screen here. Let's move on.
Okay.